Hello, I'm Dalton Rothrock, and we're talking about the mental health crisis. Did you know that suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States? Yet no one's talking about mental health. Losing someone is never easy, regardless of the cause, but losing someone because they no longer saw a purpose in living their lives is a whole different ballgame. According to Do Something, an organization who's fighting for awareness for mental health, 50% of Americans know someone who has taken their lives. So the odds are at least half of you have been devastated by one of these tragic losses. 2 years ago, my best friend killed himself in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Bradley moved away to college and got heavily involved in drugs. He's truly missed, and he is the reason I did the research I did and why I'm fighting for the awareness of mental health. He was a happy kid with a loving family. However, no one knew that he had those demons living inside of his head. He was too afraid to tell anyone. In order to protect those that we love, we must all make an effort to love one another by checking in on friends and neighbors and demanding there be a larger degree of attention paid to mental health. No one ever knew that Bradley was struggling, and there's nothing you can do to bring your friends back. If this knowledge was easily accessible, someone could have helped him, and I would still have my friend here with me. Okay, over 40 million Americans suffer from anxiety and depression. That's 18% of our population. To put that into perspective, we've been in a pandemic the last 2 years, and 31% of Americans have contracted COVID-19. If anxiety was some sort of contagious virus, the whole world would be locked down. That 40 million plus number is just the amount of people who have gone to the doctor and been diagnosed with anxiety. Research from Princeton University stated that 60% of said mental health illness goes untreated. This means that 24 million Americans struggle without receiving any help. It's extremely difficult for the most to get help for themselves. In a testimonial from brainline.org, I learned that it takes an average of 10 and a half years to realize that they need help. 10 and a half years is a long time for someone to suffer. This is why it's crucial to let others know that you are there for them. Accessibility is the main reason people struggle to get help. According to the CDC, 12 million Americans have seriously considered committing suicide in the last year. Helping change this is our responsibility morally and biblically. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for prosperity and not for disaster, to give you a future and a hope. God has a plan for each of us, and if we sit back and let our friends and neighbors suffer, we're not fulfilling our mission from God. Part of that change can be made by all of us. Reach out to your friends and let them know that you're there for them. According to Mental Health First Aid, one of the best ways to help someone who is suffering from mental health issues is just to listen to them. Society frowns upon showing emotions, so it makes people feel as though they are alone in their current situation. Milena Bempong from Princeton states the lack of treatment led to bottled up emotions, which can be detrimental to health, both physical and mental. This was the situation for my friend Bradley. He felt that talking about his emotions made him weak. If he had someone checking in on him, things might have been different. According to research done by Clubhouse International, depression and anxiety are responsible for 90% of suicides. In 2020, 50,000 Americans committed suicide. That is 50 lives that we have an opportunity to save if we address mental health issues. Mental health issues are not going away, but the change starts with us. We're the only ones who can make a difference. Check on your neighbors and friends. There are organizations doing all they can to bring awareness to the lack of help for those struggling, but their efforts aren't enough. There's a really good quote that I found that reads, "I would rather listen to your story now than attend your funeral. So, listen to everyone's stories, because you never know when it might be the last story you hear.